Hanging on the cool. Hanging on the cool.
Banging on the speakers, ayy. This shit feel nostalgic, ayy. Feel like I was Frank, ultra from the palette, ultra from the aura, ayy. Shine like ultraviolet, ayy. You should back up from me, cause I tend to get violent. Say I'm going easy, yeah, I'm
Clap us in. You know, I give the intro, and I'm gonna do all that. And I'm gonna give you the full intro because we promised our guests the full Brothaship experience. And if you haven't realized by the heading, and depending on what we do with editing, she may or may not be on the screen right now, so we don't know. But you know, it's an interview today. But I just had to say real quick, this Philly in the house. I just had to get that out the way.
Let's get it.
It's big Philly in the house. It's Philly excellence, but no more. I'm gonna do the intro, and then we're gonna introduce our very
home
special
team
guest.
today.
But Anna May, we have everybody's attention. Please, we are now boarding the Brothaship, the only place in outer space where the nerds come for the content, but they stay for the culture. And Trav, the more things change, the more they stay the same. 4 years in the game one under this new name. And in that vein, we talking about culture like Goku eating soul food. We talking about culture like Ichigo with our Ichi bros. We them outlaw stars, giving you them outlaw bars, preaching a good word on all things nerd. As always, we are your hosts, the co-captains of the Cool Kids, aka Gang Kai's favorite guys. And
guys.
The deadliest backcourt in the podcasting industry. 'Tis I, Mr. Freeze, aka Matty Ice, aka Matthew Porter Martone. I'm a peacock, you gotta let me fly. Guys, double entendre, don't ask me how. I am here with my counterpart, the Oob to my Majin Buu, the Him Hawking to my Clean Starwin, the Jeff to my Matt Hardy. He is the incognito Papito. He is my POSP Podtonic life partner, aka Mr. Who You Hakusho himself. Ladies and
Love
gentlemen,
that one.
I give you Troto Trav. Beam them up, Travy.
Man, y'all know who it is. It's the kid, Troll Trav. And I say this with saying pride because Lord Beerus knows that I've never been a cheater.
Ever.
That's why I stay with one woman like Vegeta. And here at the Brothaship, there's always room for improvement. So we're looking to improve our flaws. And you know what? As of February, like Vegeta, I gotta take care of my daughter just like he gotta take care of Bra. And we are here today at the Brothaship for another special episode. Mr. Matthew Porter, we said it's the home team today. And boy, has it been a great offseason for Philly. And we just acquired another great asset today. Please, Mr. Porter, introduce our wonderful guest and who is joining us on the Brothaship today.
When we be out here, you know, global trotting, because, you know, it's universal out here, baby. You know, sometimes you can get a little homesick, and sometimes the BP wants to phone home. So what better way to phone home than to call Philly? It's big Philly shit. It's Philly excellence. It's black Philly excellence. Our guest is a globetrotter. Our guest is a trendsetter. She's a
Trendsetters,
a manga reader, a dub hater, depending on the cast, a fashionista. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. And we say all the time here in the Brothaship, we love to bring the chaos and control it at the same time. And it is very rare that we find an individual that just naturally can match the energy of the output that we just be putting out there. But ladies and gentlemen, we have found our equal. We have found the third element to this electrical storm. Oh, we could call her Storm because, baby, she brings the electricity. Ladies and gentlemen, lifers, new listeners, fellow travelers, yes, she is Renee. Snaps all around. Snaps all around. Snaps all around. It's big Philly shit. It's
brothers.
Big Philly. Sister.
Brothers. I have arrived. It's been a long journey.
Look,
but I'm here.
you are here.
I'm so dead. Oh my God.
We made it. We did it.
My heart is like beating so fast right now. What an intro.
Thank you.
Nah, honestly,
we try to treat our guests
I
with respect
don't know
in all fashions.
For all those listening, please, let's just take a moment. That was such an amazing amazing intro.
We
Through and through, off the top. I'm just getting it. I just got in the room 5 minutes. It just hit 5 minutes. Wow. Oh my goodness. Thank you.
Behind the curtain.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Thank you guys so much for having me. Oh, that's so great. I'm so grateful.
Thank you.
Thanks y'all. Matt, Trav, for having me. Hi guys. My name's Renee.
Welcome.
Nice to meet y'all.
Renee, we have so many things that we want to talk to you about before we kind of like get into everything.
Yeah.
The universe brought us here together.
I believe it.
You know, like we talk about cosmic entities and like spiritual ties and everything around here.
That's why we the Brothaship.
That's why we the Brothaship. And it's funny, like little quick backstory into like how we met. So I was hosting an event. Shout outs to Nami Nick and the whole team that does everything over there is fire. So I was hosting that event. And the day of that event, I had a decision to make of what outfit I was about to wear. I was like, how do I want to express my nerddom?
Yeah,
I had a Faye Valentine shirt. I had a Faye Valentine shirt. I was gonna go with Faye.
Yeah.
Something in my spirit say, hey, that's the Stampede trying to get out the house today, big dog. Throw on that Trigun t-shirt real quick. And I mean, as an older nerd, because black does not crack. You know, not many people remember the old school Trigun, but this beautiful soul that's on the interview with us today sniped it from across the park. She said, "Oh, is that Vesta Stampede?"
Double entendre, sniped.
You see what I did there?
Okay, I love that.
And we just started rapping, and then look, I'm not gonna bury the lead and go to what we talk about because that's part of the reason why you're here. So.
Yeah, no, literally, it was such. Honestly, it really. Because one, the event was in my hood, so I'm like, oh my goodness, I definitely have to pull up. It just makes sense, especially coming back to Philly, trying to connect with more nerds. Literally, that event was like, oh, wow, something that feels local, accessible, and just fun. So meeting you and seeing what you had on, the fit, I just needed to know where the fit was from.
I'm just a guy.
Because Trigun is one of my OG favorites for sure, like for sure. So it's just been so great to connect with you and learn more about the Brothaship and really just be able to see y'all support. And congratulations on, y'all said 4 years?
4 years. 4 years. So we've been potting together for 6.
6.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we during quarantine we decided to start a podcast. Shout out to
there we go. That's so cool.
We've been covering nerd excellence for the past.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, congratulations to y'all. I'll give y'all flowers. Like really, because stuff like that is important. Like really need that. Like
which is why we wanted you here. So we always say aboard the Brothaship, the easiest place to start is the beginning. So before we venture into how you got to doing all the dope nerd shit that you're doing right now,
we always love an origin story.
What was your origin story? What was your hero and or villain and or anti-hero? Like whatever you identify as.
It's up for the viewers to decide.
You know, like
I gotta get security.
What was that? What was that moment? Like, what was your gateway drug into getting into anime and manga?
Long ago, psych. No, just like
7 years ago.
Long ago,
literally was about to
when I was just a wee child.
It was a stormy night.
No, literally. So, I love that because I love reflecting. I love going back to the past. That's really what I'm big at. And when I think back to my early days, I can credit really everything, like being a nerd, to my father. My dad was a huge nerd growing up. He always had comic books in the house. He was one of them dads who forget to pay the cable bills. Like, oh, we got the DVDs. So we will always be watching superhero, film, action, martial art movies, DC, like, you know, the DC animated movies, all that. Like, I remember growing up watching, like, just obviously, like, Young Justice, Justice League, and things like that. You know, more when it was started coming on. But like all those, y'all will learn I'm not good with names, but like really growing up from that. So
you are
yeah,
home.
No, you're
I'm
good.
Terrible with names.
Yo, you're good. Yeah. No, I'm exactly the same. So it's like,
start
from the back. So, but then I feel like I ended up, because I'm a part of the early YouTube nation. I was on the internet heavy. So when I came across anime, I didn't really know anime was anime. Like, you know, Dragon Ball Z would come on, all these other animes would come on, but I'm like, I didn't really like the one because it was just too much for me at a young age. And Naruto, I used to think Naruto was bloody. So, but then when I went on YouTube and I started finding clips of other anime that was more like, I remember like Special A Class and other animes like School Rumble that was on there. Little clips of Fairy Tail and so many other like early animes. I'm like, wait, what is this? So then I put a name to it and it was anime. And then I just started learning it. Well, I started like really watching it in Japanese. I'm like, whoa, this is a completely different culture. So then I kind of got into the whole Japanese culture. Started teaching myself like I was just like, I'm already watching it all the time. I watched so much as a young child, like so much. So from then being like, hey, I kind of want to make this a lifestyle. It became my lifestyle. So I just started thinking bigger and started just looking at my life like the things that I was watching and started dreaming big. And even though my surroundings were different, I already watched so much that was showing me otherwise, even if it was just 2D. So that's really where it started, like with my dad inspiring me. That he wasn't like a big anime guy. Like they would watch Naruto and stuff like that. We always loved animation too, so anything would fall into that category, and we would just show appreciation to it. So that's just like the origins where my nerdiness really comes from. My dad, for real.
And you said something in there,
Dad lives matter,
that we always like to talk about, but the one thing that I'll give the rise of anime and streaming today is the ability to actually categorize like what you're going to be watching, because what you just described there, same thing happened to me when I first got into anime. Obviously it was through Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, you know, what was on TV. And so I'm like, I like this style of animation. Go down one rabbit hole and I'm like, oh, whoa, this, I'm not trying to see this. Like I saw something that was hella disturbing that I'm not going to say live on the podcast. But the other thing that was like wild to me was, I forget, it was some samurai anime, and I loved ninjas. I loved samurais growing up as a kid, but I'm so young and I'm seeing motherfuckers' heads getting cut off. Like and I was like,
sound like Ninja Scroll.
Yeah. I was just about to say.
It was a little bit
like, was it Ninja Scroll?
Yeah.
It was a little bit too much for my young 5th grade, 4th grade eyes, however young I was. But no. I entered the same way.
Yeah. I love that because that's how it be. Like when you first you just like, what's going on? And your brain is just processing all the emotions that you get when it comes to this thing. Because anime has such a way of really drawing out emotions from you, especially like when you're young and you're so like, you know, you're so malleable and you're just so fresh and new to these ideas. It's like, it's so big. Everything's like it's like what's going on? So yeah, I love that. And I felt that way about Naruto. I was like, this too much. I used to think it was bloody. I was like, oh my gosh, it's too much. But no, I found my way in somehow anyway, because there was appreciation.
Oh, yeah.
So there we go.
You actually touched on you touched on a part of fandom that I was just like, I didn't even think it was something that I thought about as like being a fan of anime like in the States. Like, cause you know, we got everything late and they would like give it to us in like chunks. They'd be like, here's up to the Namek saga. Watch this 10 times before we give you the Android saga. Like you were saying, Trav, like when you fall down that rabbit hole, I remember my information of Dragon Ball was very limited, or Dragon Ball Z with what like we got. Cause we would always get to when Namek blew up and we didn't know what happened next to Goku. We was like, damn, Goku's spinning off into space. Did he survive? And it would always reset, not understanding, you know, like they said, what had to be translated and dubbed and everything. And then I remember one day, you know, just like the internet in its earlier forms, like AOL, can't use the home phone and the internet. I'm just like searching stuff because, you know, Toys R Us would put out the toys of like Boo Saga stuff, like, you know, like late in the game. We like, I don't know who these characters are. And I just, like you were saying, Renee, like, I remember going down the internet and falling down the rabbit hole and just learning about like all these new characters and like how far and Gohan's a grown up now and like he got a girlfriend, like the boy with the bowl cut getting bitches. Like, that's crazy. Like yeah,
that's so real.
He said, I apologize. I was unfamiliar with your game.
I was unfamiliar with your swag when my man had the knee. Look, Gohan was wearing the Hoochie Daddy shirts before they was popular, bro. He had the knees out early in the game. Chi-Chi had them ready.
Now she had the knees ready.
She had him ready. But Renee, I do want to ask you a question, because when you were talking about your nerd origin story and like the shows that you kind of shot away from versus the one that you like moved into, like you named a lot of slice of life and isekais, which is like a very popular genre now. Slice of life's in your IG bio. Even in the niche space of anime, it is still looked at. Oh, did I kick my camera out? Can y'all still hear me?
I think so.
Hold on real quick. Edit point. Hold on.
Mac going incognito in the middle of the episode.
Right, hold on. Let me disconnect my camera real quick.
That's so funny.
I just go audio the rest of the way.
He's just like,
Clapping myself back in. Boom. So you named a lot of slice of life animes, which even inside the niche space of anime and manga, slice of life is even looked at as a niche inside the niche. Like, what was it about that genre like that like pulled you in, that you even wanted to like base your brand around it?
I think that's such a beautiful question. I think slice of life really appealed to me at that age, because when I think about my origins and what I wanted, especially as a young black nerd who's a girl, who's also the tallest girl in their class in element, like all of those kind of being in all those categories while also being like singled out, like being a specific, pretty niche category and being like singled out. Like I loved the dynamics, because I always like the dramatics and
what is happening? What is going on?
The androids are taking over.
Sorry, right. Hold on. It's something about, that's good. It's something about the energy of this pod. Like it's right now. Like,
y'all giving out
this
gems,
episode
bro.
got a lot of energy.
I know.
You've been a lot of energies.
The frequencies are knocking them all off.
Look, I think it's all together. It's we just create. No, exactly that. And honestly, like growing up, and the thing is, I wasn't necessarily isolated. The thing that I loved about fiction was that, and I went to like a kind of performing arts, elementary, middle school, so acting and being in character and things like that always appealed to me, especially that with music. Those two paired up, I'm like, oh, cool. So when it came to anime, I thought it was very interesting, the different characters and the type of dynamics that will be at play in a very school setting. Like I'm in school, like I'm a young girl, I'm growing up in school, like I'm experiencing, it's not to that extent, but it's through a different lens because of just a different culture. So anime really was a gateway for me to like understand a completely different, I guess, social structure of life because of who the Japanese know themselves to be, or what they create through their media. And I thought it was just very interesting. I feel like I've always been very interested in like how, like social, like situations, people. I love people, and I think they're very, very interesting. I feel like in anime you get some really interesting characters because they're being placed in completely outrageous or super relatable situations, and you just see how they deal with it. So slice of life to me at a young age was like, wow, like this is how I can approach a situation. This is how, like, I got the way that you get invested into anime, like the fight scenes, for me it was through the dialogue. Like, what are they saying to each other? What is the body language? How is the story progressing? And I wrote I'm a huge writer, so I used to write fan fiction shop, and all this other stuff. So like, very much a creative mind. So I love slice of life because everything I kept seeing was just like about fighting. Let me see some love. Let me see some mixed with fantasy. Let me see some just drama. And over time, it just like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'll be honest. I'm painting this very pretty picture, but my introduction to anime was was very sus. So I'll be honest. You know what I mean? So I got into it for different, I'm putting a little bow on it, but like, Look, on the internet, you find some crazy things. Anime was a little.
We knew what you was talking about when you said it.
I'm like, hold on,
we picking up what you're putting down.
She said the incognito tabs didn't exist back then. We ain't had the incognito tabs back then.
I'm like, whoa, hold on.
Yeah, computers start slowing up a bit. We understand.
They call these viruses get on my laptop, bro. This is crazy.
They call me the computer virus.
No, not the virus.
Dang, it be your own people, yo.
No, it was me. It was all because of me.
I was trying to shoot you some bail. I was trying to shoot you some bail.
But yeah, like it was also a part of that was like, dang, like what kind of situations are these? Like this is crazy. So it'll be fun to.
This is not the life,
day-to-day life.
This is not the slice of life that I wanted a piece of. Like I think.
I said slice of life, not piece of ass. Like,
yeah.
Not the POA. Oh my god.
Not the POA.
Oh my gosh.
POA is the name of this
Stop.
episode.
You gotta stamp that.
That's the name of the episode, bro.
Because that's a specific category of anime that a lot.
Damn, we just created our own subgenre of anime culture, bro. Come on.
There we go. See,
come get us.
Crunchyroll's gonna have
pay us the big bucks.
POA section real soon, but then when you go into it, you're gonna get the age disclaimer right before you click to continue.
Yeah. It's gonna be
oh my gosh!
Type in your date of birth.
Oh my gosh! Are you
send
sure
a picture of your driver's license?
Are you sure you're allowed to enter the site?
Yeah.
Are you over 18?
Which quick side note that is like no sort of like buffer. Like anyone can click yes, I'm over 18.
Yo, facts. Or the caption, John, just let's make sure you're not a bot. Kids know how to click that, bro.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm like.
Listen,
I just played a whole bunch of games. Like,
listen, got to start thinking about about these things now that I'm a parent. Got to make sure that these things don't come across our way.
And that's why I think it's such a blessing that we were nerds when we were, and we experienced the internet when it first came out. Early, because now for the next generation, they could be saved. If I could go to I would be. You look, I'm just grateful.
Don't type that in your web search. Your computer will thank you later.
I know all the ways in which somebody could lie about being on the internet. So it's okay. It's okay. I'm glad we experienced it. So we're gonna be all right. The next generation might be okay.
Yeah, no, I think so. And so as you were talking about your origin story and just like how you stood out, how did you then transition though into just embracing who you are and just being comfortable in your own skin? Because I mean, it's great now that we see a lot more, and I put this in quotes because nerd is like, it's now cool to be
it's
a nerd.
A spectrum.
But exactly. But how did you then transition? You know what? I am who I am, and y'all gonna take it or leave it. But to those that are listening that maybe still are like, I would love to just, be able to express myself in this way, but those around me make it a little bit tough.
I love that. I think for me, I think the reason why I've been able to, and can you just repeat that? I'm like, as I was like digesting it, I'm like, that's I want to make sure I'm picking at the right. Yeah.
No,
I was, bring this into.
Yeah, no, it's essentially
he said it's as ethereal as you heard.
That's beautiful. That was just beautiful.
But no, like, how did you transition into just being comfortable in your own skin, confident in yourself, and just expressing yourself to the best ability? Because you said you stood out, and so I'm sure there were, trials and tribulations with that.
I think a part of it. Growing up, I always knew that I was very aware of who I was and my differences to a fault, because I was very insecure, but I was also super extroverted, and I loved being around people. And then I was very much a people pleaser because I didn't like the feeling of being alone, because that would assume my deepest fear, which is to like be accepted by nobody because of who I was, right? So I feel like I always put myself in environments where I would be able to learn how other people express themselves and be able to, and I think it's a part of like how I ended up watching anime for so long, and like it was a slow integration of doing like, and thinking about phones, like we're always consuming others, whether in person, we see how another person, that we see all the aspects of another person that we may like and may want to acquire. And so we put ourselves around that energy, and, we, through genuine, like, love who they are and love how they present themselves, all coming from a genuine place. Cause it's like, oh, I want to be like them. Even in animes I'm watching, I'm like, yo, like, what if one day it could be me, right? So I feel like I did a lot of consuming. I did so much consuming to the point where it was just like, well, what's my story? What's like, what am I creating after being with these people and I'm still unhappy, or feeling like I'm keeping a big part of myself away from what I like? And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like a part of my confidence was built, especially like in expression and play and being very extrovert, was because of a lot of nerd, like very much like the those browser open world games where you can develop your own you develop your own avatar, connect with people, role play. I was online for years, like very much like engaging with other people and putting myself, I was able to like put like, just we'll be able to just role play and just whatever, and then like because of a character that I developed, and over time it started to like develop, because I want to be this person online. Oh well, I want to be this person in real life because I really like the clothes that this person wears. Oh, yada yada yada. Like I started thinking about all the things that I liked, that I consumed, and the aesthetics that I put off for so long because I felt like I couldn't mesh with it, and I just started playing more. I just started being like, oh, well, let me try this, let me put this into my life, let me integrate this intentionally, because I want to feel good. Like I was super positive growing up, I'm still positive to this day, and I get that's from my dad as well, because he's very much like a, look, through humor, through a good, like he would just like put me in, like, look, when we would watch action movies, and we would watch like, when I remember when like Captain America came out and things like that, any action movie that we would watch, he would just, and he was also in the Navy, so he would like kind of talk to me in my ears like, look, you're gonna go around there and then you go, he would just like something like that. And then just like, look, his favorite anime is Claymore. So since I was young, he was like, you're gonna be Claire one day. Like I could see you in the live, you're gonna be Claire. Just like speaking into me, and like that adding on to like all the ideas. I feel like I came into myself because I was like, oh, I'm so tired of just consuming. Let me just come out and try different things, be more learn from my experiences, be not so what was me. If I make a mistake or if something feels off, change it. I can do it. I'm making my reality. Like that's the thing. So
man,
I feel like that's kind of
sounds like an amazing individual.
He's a fun guy. He's a fun dad. I'll just say that. Okay, so shout out to you, Pops. I love you.
Really quick, because I did have a question on something that me and you had talked about when we had met. It kind of goes along like with like you like creating like your own reality in existence. But I did want to take a moment really quick to stop and give you some more flowers. That's what this whole episode is about. But I want to say specifically to you, because you're speaking to a very specific kid. And I was one of those kids, and I know that there's a lot of those kids that like were very friendly, got along with everybody, but like had a lot of anxiety, like low self-esteem. I used to say all the time, like when I would have like a really good day, and I stole the quote from Shia LaBeouf, so I didn't coin it, but I would say like my low self-esteem is at an all-time high. It's how I used to like refer to it, because like I used to like be very anxious.
I love that.
But I was fortunate enough, and it sounds like you had a similar schooling circumstance where it's just like, so my school was K-8. So like there wasn't really like a popular kids, not popular kids, like because we all literally grew up together. It's like you had cliques, you had athletes, you had like the band geeks and everything. But we all had like the shared experience. But boy, did reality fuck me up when I got to high school. Like, when I got to high school in the 9th grade, and it was just like, oh, it's just like maybe like 2-3 people that I like went to school with my whole life aren't with me no more. But I said all that to say, I remember when I was like at my point where it's just like where I wanted to like be cool, whatever that means, whatever that meant or whatever. Cause it's like I had friends that like did the things, but and Trav can relate to this as well. It's just like, but like when you also play sports, it kind of shields you from like that 90s nerd experience because you're not necessarily an outcast because you're cool with the sports kids, but like you like anime, so you cool with like the whatever the uncool kids were considered back then. So it's like you fit in everywhere, but you also fit in nowhere at the same time. So I wanted to like preface that by saying you are exactly who you wanted to be when you are a kid. And I'm proud of you for it. And I don't know if people who ever like get to the point that like the version of themselves that they wish they were, it's like, oh, if only I could do this, or if only I was confident enough to do that. I feel like the grind is such the rewarding part that we never really like stop and look at the mirror and be like, damn, I made it, bro. Like I did the thing. Like I'm the kid I wished I was when I was in middle school or like, you know, like in high school or whatever. And I said all that to say your personality, your spirit, your energy is extremely magnetic. Like you take up a space immediately. Like when you walked in, even prior to like, you know, the Trigun shout out, I felt your presence. Like you take up a space, and I mean that is like the largest compliment that I possibly can. So like the journey that you went through, like you did it. Like you in the end game now. And I just wanted to like take this time because again, it's very rare when people go through the metamorphosis that like they look back and be like, oh shit, I did it. I made the change. Like I did the thing. You did the thing, girl.
Thank you.
You did the thing.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I really, 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 really appreciate that. And I am so grateful because yes. I've really been doing the thing for a long time, and I'm hearing myself. But I didn't give myself credit for the longest time. But I also knew, I think a part of it was like, I don't know, I feel like, and also because of my disposition of who I am, I feel like there was also a version of me who was very confident that I was very different and very niche, and that I saw a different reality than other people. Because like in the animes, I feel like those characters, when it feels like you're cast aside, there's always another world. There's always another thing that you could step into. And I feel like a big part of my life, I feel like the biggest transition that allowed me to feel more confident in who I am, as you mentioned earlier, like my experience in once I started teaching myself Japanese and committing myself to learning the language and studying abroad, when nobody in my environment had done a thing or could think of a thing, and never thought about traveling outside of, the military that was only my dad, like, I feel like I was also poured into a lot when I started really trying to make that dream happen, because I started fundraising at that point, and I've been teaching Japanese for 4 years straight with nothing, like I could only wait to see if I could actually make this happen. So I always had to keep the dream alive, and in order for the dream to happen, I had to keep myself at the forefront. And so I feel like once, we were able to like fundraise the money that I needed within a year, it was like $20,000. I was outside. I was starting my personal brand became that of what you would see in an anime. And I literally think I really give a lot of credit to anime for my personal branding now, because it's just like I just kept pushing, kept like making images, kept visualizing, kept making it more dramatic. And so being able to live in Japan at 16 alone for a year and then coming back, actually making my dream happen since I was young, that helped push me so much further. And I think that allowed me to be a little bit more confident in that, like, yo, my interests is what got me here outside of everything. Like, whatever y'all say is cool, that's fine, but I actually made something that I genuinely like or I'm genuinely interested in happen because I just said, all right, this is something I want to do, and this is something that isn't like anybody else. So I think I found so much power in my interest early on because I was actually able to use it to my advantage.
Hell yeah.
Like being able to use the fact that I started teaching myself Japanese at 10 years old because I started watching anime.
That's
and
crazy.
Then
I'm just that's crazy. I was like, I was trying to do the math, the chronological order of just the sequence of events, and I'm like,
oh yeah,
did she start this all at like 10 or 12 years old, and then
I could
no, it was like, I'm just like, because you said you moved to Japan at 16 years old, and within that process taught yourself Japanese, raised the money to go there, and then went, and I'm like, this all started when you were like, when you said 10 years old.
Yeah,
that is like, that's some dedication. That's some, and how did you, and like how long, or not? Well, you said 4 years. But what was the process like of teaching yourself Japanese, and how often did you practice to the point that, all right, I'm going to go to this country and I feel comfortable enough where like I can live there and function there?
Yeah, I feel like honestly, thanks to my age, I'm grateful that this was something that I chose early. I'm not gonna lie and say that being able to do it at the ages and having all of the responsibilities that we have now don't take away from that time. But when I was younger, after I finished my homework, I wasn't doing anything else. Like,
you locked in.
All I
really
could do,
locked in.
I could watch anime, get my listening practice in, practice what they were saying, and then I would also take my little what's it called? I would take my little $20 from like my little $20 from the allowance my mom gave me and go to the Barnes and Nobles, and I would just like literally take the textbooks and like fill them out and figure everything out from there. And I think I don't honestly remember the frequency, but I have fun with it. And because I have fun with it, it just felt like time went by. And mind you, I'll give you guys kind of the order, or like because I'm 24, I turned 25 in September. I started liking anime, or I didn't realize anime was anime until I was about 8, leaning 9 years old. But I was already online. I was already like I was very much a computer nerd, like on games, all that other stuff, whatever. And started teaching myself Japanese at the age of 10. I wouldn't be able to go to Japan for the study of Brothaship like until I was 15 years old. So from 10 to 15, it's like, okay, well,
5 years in. She said
5 years, but
so just give me
also,
5.
She said Japan. You mean home?
Yeah,
I'm going home.
yeah. I wasn't even old enough to take Japanese class. I probably could have got a tutor, but I was already like by this point. Like my computer like my technical or computer literacy, whatever, was very high at a young age. Like there was free browser sites where I could learn Japanese that I would just like write in my little, I still have pictures of my old textbook, my old notebook, just all of my like I just took advantage of the free resources that were available to me because it was already online. Like the resources were there for me to utilize. There was YouTube videos and there was like Japanese YouTubers that I got into. So there were a lot of things. And then I also like on YouTube, I started watching more vlogs. There weren't a lot of young Black girls living in Japan, their experience, especially for like high school, like that's very, very like specific and not, it's rare. So yeah, so from then, by the time I was 15, I put in my application, well, it was 14, put in my application. I didn't even know if I would be accepted. I would be accepted like maybe 5 months beforehand. I had a year to just fundraise and all that stuff. So all the Japanese that I learned until that point, I just be outside doing my thing. And then we were able to fundraise the 20K in a year. Got there. I was in Saitama, Japan, lived with 3 different host families. So very, very local, very fun, traditional Japanese high school child, like very much the structure, like getting to actually live the slice of life that I watch all the time.
Said,
that became my reality because I just kept boom, boom, boom. And then I lived that. It was an experience for sure. But yeah, that was my thing. And then I found out about Temple University, Japan when I was like 13 years old. So I was like, oh, if I like Japan, I'm going to go there. It's cheaper to go. And I still get the FAFSA. I still get the financial aid. This will just make sense cost-wise. And I learned that stuff early because I just found the resources online. So I just... I was online anyway. I just took advantage of it.
For anybody in the greater Philadelphia area that would want it, is that still a thing? Like Temple University, Japan? Is that?
Oh my gosh, I'll really give major credit to my school. Thanks to Dean Wilson. Everyone, they have expanded to Kyoto. They have different campuses. It is. They also have a thing for returning adults who just want to do Japanese language school. They add a Japanese language element. You can get your master's over there. They have a law degree over there. It's very limited as far as majors and things like that, but it is an experience that I think all people should take advantage of. My student debt, no, because I went there. So shout out to you, Jay. I knew it. Since I was 13, I knew.
She said, Sally may be calling me. She calls me in lowercase. She calls me in lowercase letters.
There's kid went to Temple. Wait, Temple, Japan? Yeah.
Temple, Japan. Yeah. And I make that very clear. I make that very clear.
Temple, Japan.
Yeah. I was enrolled there. I know.
Put some respect.
So, you were there for a semester? No. That's right.
So graduated with honors. Best of the best of the very best, sir. With honors. Yeah,
so I feel like I lived the otaku dream. I feel like I have, and it continues even now doing content, and I've been doing that for 2 years now. So it's great. I'm very happy.
What was go ahead, Matt.
We about to ask the same question.
Yeah, we both like,
whoa. I was about to say.
Man, I got the nerds activated now. Stand up.
When you first touched down in Japan, what was the most jarring thing? The most this different than being back
toilets.
In Philly. The toilets. Okay. Tell us more.
Praise Japanese toilets. Praise! Oh my god!
Do they got the bidet in them? Do they all have
They got the bidet. They got the heat.
Shout out to the bidet.
The privacy setting, they press the button. Ain't nobody gonna hear me. They got the little freshener. They got the little air dryer. Sometimes that can be, but that sounds crazy. But with the bidet in both positions, they could. Go.
No, see that that's one of my questions. I feel like Japan is 10 steps ahead. So what else about Japan where you were oh yeah, we don't got this back in the
behind
States.
The curve.
We behind. I would say just the cleanliness, I guess, the way well, no, I feel like another thing, the 7-Eleven, we gotta talk about the convenience stores. The convenience stores are so tea. Oh my gosh, they got everything you need. Yeah, it's accessible.
Food
it's fresh. They have little, probiotics, stuff like that. You can take advantage of. It's very. I feel like it's just very, very. It's accessible. A lot of things are accessible that makes your heart just feel good, your body feel good, ingredients. That isn't terrible for you. They're just more conscious. They actually care, but also there's a lot to say about. I have a lot of opinions about Japan, but I would say that access to good food is really, really nice, and also I guess the temperament as well, like maybe just the consideration for others, as far as like if we're going on a train, we all gonna be chill. We all gonna be chill. We all gonna be quiet. We gonna mind our business. We just gonna bring the volume down. Whatever. We're gonna get up. We're gonna get up if we see. We gonna get up if we see elderly. We gonna get up if we see a pregnant woman. It's just, and not saying that's like modern to this day, because people whatever, but.
But you see more of it out there.
I see more of it. Yeah. I see more of a respect of others. But that goes to say, with it being it's primarily Japanese, it's easy to like really integrate those values within. And historically they made it, more difficult for that to be disrupted. So yeah, but I love it. I love Japan. I love the vibes. It was a great time. Okay. Both times high school, I'm not gonna lie. But it was fire. It was fire.
Yeah. and I gotta know, like, well, there's two questions here. First one, the influence of anime on everywhere, whether it's architecture, promotions. Like, I feel like when I'm online, I see like, oh, there's this fast food promotion that has a Goku themed burger or some shit. I don't know, bro. But then also
they live in the shonen manga. All of it.
The second question then is in terms of merchandise, because I've just been recently getting into collecting figurines, and I gotta know, like, did you come across any Japan only exclusive that are just like either you brought back with you or you just remember seeing and like, I wish I could cop that right now? There's probably many times that happened, but
sheesh. I feel like over there, so much is accessible to you that you, as an American, we wouldn't know that that's available and at that price.
Right. Okay.
At the time, at the time that I went for college, I wasn't, I was in a very interesting, like, anime phase, like, as far as merch. I've never been, like, when I was younger, I felt like I invested in merch heavily, but then there was, like, a huge rejection period where I was like, oh, like, I'm overthinking, my space looks very nerdy. I could send y'all what my room used to look like. So I stopped collecting. I stopped collecting at some point, and then I became very, like, like, when I went out, I was like, I only want specific things, because I'm very particular about stuff.
Yeah.
But as far as figures that I saw, I was like, oh my gosh, like, it will be from old animes. I love, like, so, like, really intricate, like, say Inuyasha figures, or like mecha, these mecha like, they're so, like, they got the full,
a lot of those.
A lot of those. Like, what was one? There was but also, if for anyone going out there, the best place to go is Ikebukuro. No. Yeah, Ikebukuro. Ikebukuro is the best.
Everybody get their pens out. Everybody get their pens out.
Write it down. Write it down.
Do not go to Akihabara. Akihabara is not. It's not it. Maybe it used to be back in the day. Ikebukuro. You want to go to the 7-store anime and everything around it. The best place where you can get your cheap merch would be Book Off, Hard Off, and then any of those, like, resale shops in the area if you're going to Japan. So I just felt like there was a lot, like, honestly, because I've watched so much, I think I've overwhelmed myself. I'm like, oh, I want this one. I feel like I can't get into that, right? I can't get into that. I can't. I gotta be very, very particular. But no, it's great. Yeah. Definitely merch wise, like it. And overseas they be charging. They just be charging. It's so ridiculous over here. But yeah.
I do. So with the merch thing, I do gotta ask the question, because I feel like we've heard the stat. Being over here in the States all the time, that, like, and, being a OG Dragon Ball Z, that's what me and Trav, that was like our gateway. Back in the 90s, as it was most people in the 90s, like getting into anime. I know there's like this stat that floats around here all the time where they say, like, if Dragon Ball Z were to stop, or just Dragon Ball the IP were to stop, like, the infrastructure of, like, Japan would, like, come crumbling down. Is it that integral to, like, like, just like the climate over there, like, just like how, like, intertwined it is, like, with the culture there? Like they say that all the time.
Are you saying if Dragon Ball Z never existed?
No, like if it stopped, like because you know, like a lot of people like will like have complaints for they feel like, oh, like why is Dragon Ball Z still going, or why is Dragon Ball still going? Like a lot of people will like say that, and again, like I don't know if this is a factual thing, but there's like statistics that come out over here that says like if Dragon Ball were to ever stop production, like the infrastructure of Japan will like come crumbling down.
I will be very, very honest. I would say yes, because Japanese folk and their media, they can be very particular. There are reasons why certain shows keep going, why there's 1,000 episodes of one thing, or why they always seem to come back with a movie. It's because they generate revenue. The more releases, the more, and Japan is very big on like, you know, like those collaborations. And I see a lot of those at convenience stores, at regular stores, so many. There's always a collaboration going on. They're very much, I love it because like they really make it fun to engage with the show in real life. So when it comes to Dragon Ball, I can only imagine how upset it will really be a day, because Dragon Ball was definitely on Dragon Ball, Kingdom, One Piece. You would say those are like really like the popular, and Conan, Detective Conan.
Hey, my boy.
Detective Conan for sure, because that's So you know, those are some animes that have really like solidified themselves in Japan. So I would say yes, because it's just tied deeply at this point. So, but if it stopped, that means there's going to be like a reroute. Like they're going to continue it somehow. Like they're not going to stop.
Goku has to be in a 360 deal, because that man still is living poor, and his likeness is being
still an onion farmer, yo. Still an onion farmer, bro.
His likeness is being used globally, making billions of dollars, and he's still
best friend rich. Like they're using his likeness. The Macy's Day Parade, Thanksgiving Parade. Like, cut my man a check, bro.
It's like, man, how many albums he got to drop before he can go independent?
Sheesh.
Crazy.
Oh man, bro. You would think Master Roshi been around all these years. He would have been able to see a 360 deal from a mile away. They're like, wait, you spinning my boy?
All right, Dragon Ball. Let's bring it back.
Yeah. We could have really veered off course there.
Look, he told you. Look, that tangent would have kept going.
It's so funny because I get it. I completely understand.
Big facts. But Renee, we could talk to you literally all day. There's just a couple more questions we want to ask you before we let you go. Of course. We absolutely have to do something else with you again. Like, for sure.
Oh, for sure.
We locked in. But
yes.
There's been a couple times on your IG page where like you've made hilarious videos just about like your love for like the manga, like original source material. The one video you had where you hit the anime and like the English dub came on, he's like, I try to watch this shit. Like, so now knowing that your dad, like your initial inception into the nerdship was like comics and manga, like I see like where the loyalty to that goes. So I'm gonna put you under the gun real quick. Can you give us a time in which you feel like the animation did it better than the manga, the original source material? Like something from an anime that you liked better than the manga version of it.
I would say Soul Eater.
Okay. I like that answer. That's a good answer.
Because let's be honest, Soul Eater original art. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, that was not giving.
You said, huh?
Yeah, I would say that for sure. That's off the top. That's just off the top. I know.
Great answer.
I know.
Great answer. Great answer. All right.
That's all. Yeah. No. Yep.
I have two more questions for you. As the slice of life girly,
you good?
We gonna give you the chance to defend your brand. So like again, a lot of people find that it's more like a niche thing, niche inside the niche. What is a common misconception about the slice of life that if general public knew the truth of it, they'd be more willing to give that genre a try?
I'm not gonna lie, some of this will be true.
All right. I'll shoot you a miniature back door if you want to take it.
Nah, yeah, because honestly, I feel like slice of life is a little bit more. It's everything's exaggerated in anime, but it's a bit more real. Because this stuff could happen. So, for example, you're lying, April. You could be literally one of the best pianists.
Yeah, that's the pronunciation.
And like you could
like pause. Like, what is that?
Yeah.
Penis.
There are so many ways with slice of life animation you can relate to, and I feel like, instead of judging the characters, like when you're able to look at the characters, like, why do I feel such annoyance, or why do I like really feel like I relate to this character? When you actually look at the character and like, instead of consuming, bring it back to yourself. It's like, why is this eliciting so much emotion? And be able to kind of identify that, it makes it worth watching slice of life animes.
Gotcha. Is there
helps you reflect.
Is there like for like the non-believers, is there one that you have like, watch this and it'll convince you, like slice of life show?
One slice of life show? Because I don't know, even a lot of them got on my nerves. Like, I'm like, oh my God, like, come on.
Trying to bring them back into the memories.
I would say one slice of life show, but this one is very much like for the mature anime fan, or someone who's looking for a really deep emotional experience. It's called Kotora-san.
Okay.
It is.
Get your pens.
Yeah, it's Kou, or it might be Kotora. It might be Kotoura San, S-A-N.
Wow.
And it's about a girl. She can read other people's minds. And because of that, her life is really, really difficult. So it's about her really finding peace and developing self-worth, self-trust, and leaning into community for support. Or what she can find, or what she can, the process of community as she can read people's minds in a Japanese high school. That's also really got bullying themes. It's very, very strong. It's kind of like if you recently watched Takopi's Original Sin or something, or Takopi, like on Netflix, it's another deep one. That's another deep one. But watch at your own. It could be a lot. I cried a lot.
So make sure you're ready to be in your feels.
Look,
yes,
got one more question for you.
You're good.
We started at home, so we're gonna finish it at home. In your humblest of opinions, or in your most braggadocious of opinions, what do you think it is about that Philly sauce that just lends itself so well to covering nerd content? Because we all just do it so well. What about that Philly swag? Even though all things are better here, greatest place on earth, so that's obviously low-hanging fruit. But I just feel like everybody that I know, it be people that I don't even know are from Philly, that I like their content, and then I end up finding out that they're from Philly. And I'm like, of course you were. Like, of course you were.
I feel like Philly sauce really stems from our roots in theater and music and connection with the arts, especially with the Black community. Literally, like, I feel like a lot of our comedy, and we're able to really, I feel like our connection to music and our connection to media and the arts has really allowed a sense of joy and play. So even though like people be hard or whatever, like we still have like a humor about us that you cannot find anywhere else. Like there's the way that we kind of traverse through all the issues that go on in Philly, and we are still able to like be so funny and so real, but honest, like, yo, like, and so I don't know, I feel like that's a big reason why a lot of Philly creators, like, I don't know, we lost it because people just kept trying to be cool and go for clout and all this other stuff. Like, we've lost a lot of I feel like character, because we focus so much on what Atlanta's doing and New York doing and Cali doing and how to get money, because also it's the economic, like it's so much stuff that I feel like we've been, especially in content, like especially being a nerd, if you're able to mix that culture, and even if you're like, you know, a little whatever, the fact that we are Philadelphia, the fact that we who are from here, who have been solidified here, I feel like we're able to bring that realness and that fun and that humorous energy into our love for anime as well. Because if there were more like reaction YouTubers from people from Philly, those joints will be going viral every time, like every single time. Our reactions are like, yo, what Boo doing, yo, bro.
Different dialect, different
like
way we
dialect,
express ourselves,
like, yo, like, cause it's real, cause it's like we really, the way that we talk about situations, our lingo, it's just different. It's different. We need to like really embrace it. And I've been trying to like keep that as authentic as possible. Cause I'm like, a big reason why like I've been able to connect with people because I'm funny. Like, we just got that swag.
Humor
like,
makes the world go around.
Look, exactly. So yeah, that's the Philly. We're connected to the arts, and we need to reconnect with the arts, and we need to reconnect with expression and joy and play. We need to do all that.
When we edit this back, I'm putting the Rocky music over that answer because that joke just got me hyped. I'm ready to run through a brick wall for the city.
Let's get it.
Philly, this is for you.
Let's go.
Renee, before we close this bad boy out, please let everybody out there across Beyonce's internet. Can you know what? Out there across Kelly Rowland's internet. Please let all the people know how they can follow you, how they can support you, what you got going on. The floor is yours.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for having me. But if you guys are into like nerdy things to do in Philly, I am an otaku lifestyle content creator, so I do all the upcoming events. If you like anime, just realness, and I also talk about my experience abroad sometimes. I'm doing more of that, but you can find me on all platforms at yesiamrenee. And yeah, y'all could just check me out because it's a fun time. It's a fun time, and I'm really for the girls. If the girls is look, come on, y'all! Like it's just time for the nerds to come out. We gotta be outside.
Unite.
It's possible. Okay, so yeah, like definitely check me out, y'all. But yes,
support her. She do this in real life. Like
I do this in real life.
In real life. In the fake one, the real one, the metaphysical one, the Matrix, all the lives. Like
okay.
All the lives. But Brother Trav, before we close this bad boy out. All the multiverses. Do you have any final words of wisdom before we close this bad boy out?
Man, I mean, just hearing her story of how she got it to Japan from age 10, I think that's inspiration in itself. And I think those that are listening, just, you know, put your head down and focus on what brings you happiness.
Bars. And you know what? For this joyous occasion, because it's Philly, Renee, just for you, and this is a prize for Chad, I got a new outro.
All right, let's hear it.
Got a new outro.
Bring us home. Close it out.
For y'all. To all of our fellow travelers out there, the Brothaship will only ever ask you for one thing. If you're ever feeling all alone out there in the vacuum of space, and the galaxy is starting to feel far, far away from you, just like the North, always remember, we're here, and tough times don't last long. Tough people do. Namaste woke. Later, nerds.
Yeah.
Peace.
Johnny.
Chill.